weekend, what were we thinking? Getting an Indian and Australian, Michael Clarke and Harbhajan Singh, who's played so much cricket against each other, standing next to each other, because will that vengeance, will that little bit of revenge come out in some capacity? What was I thinking getting Varun Aaron as peacemaker? He's a fast bowler. There's no way he's going to be peacemaker in this situation.
Not at all. Our job is to create havoc and not make peace of any sort.
Those years come and supported you as true Mumbai Indians. Just play for them, make them a bit of happy, you know, in the end.
Speaking of havoc, you've been a champion with Mumbai Indians, 5-time champions, where they are, the position on the table. Bhaji, when we say you've got to play for pride, does it actually mean anything? 3 games left. How much pride do you play for?
Well, of course, best foot forward just for these people who come and support us day in, day out. So these 3 games belongs to them. So play for them.
Play for the Pulton. Michael, this is the sort of season that really tests a leader in these last few games in terms of making an impression on your way out, leadership capacity to motivate a unit like this. How do you do it?
Well, I agree with Budgie. I don't think they shouldn't need to talk about senior players standing up under pressure. And I think, you know, maybe it's up to the leaders. You know, maybe it's up to the individual to make sure you get around to the team and speak to the other players. And there's 3 senior players right there that I think if they come out and do their job individually, don't be surprised if Mumbai win.
Well, you know what? 277 is what these Mumbai bowlers conceded, which at that stage was a world record until Sunrisers went 19 days later and said, let's set a new one. Sunrisers have everything to play for, with CSK winning yesterday, LSG losing to make it into that final 4. So we're not ruling them out.
Absolutely, we can't rule them out. If on a small ground, really good wicket, power.
Is it going to be another run feast? I know things have changed last time around. The last game we saw here, the Wankhede, the spinners had a little bit to talk about. But with the sure might, the bat. Let me ask the batter. 39 sixes away from 1,000 sixes in just one season. I know 39 is a big number. The last time these two played, we saw 38. Surely we'll reach that mark. Come on, Pop, give us a prediction.
T20 format. And this,
It's possible because
it's crazy.
The last game, there was a huge ball patch on the wicket which assisted spinners.
Yeah.
But like Bajapa was saying, this wicket looks really even, like an even covering.
It was his bowling that proved that once again he is a 3-dimensional player, and that too heading into a Cricket World Cup. This season about players that have delivered in terms of Ruturaj, Gaikwad in terms of Shivam Dube. But if there's one player who delivers, who has that championship DNA, who won them the title last season, that's Ravindra Jadeja. When it counts, Jaddu. Ravindra Jadeja, when it counts, he stepped up to the plate. Bhaji, his performance in Dharamshala, I mean, what did you take away?
well, obviously, he's a class player, proven match winner, seasoned player. And
The campaign had gone a little off track for CSK. So those 2 points in Dharamshala were crucial, because you go play Gujarat Titans, you play Rajasthan Royals, were in the top, you play RCB, which is a huge qualifying, were crucial.
Yeah, I think
3 for CSK, which one could they be most worried about? Which fixture?
You know what would be really mouth-watering?
Red tickets for that game. But I mean, if that works out that way, it would be that sort of scenario, because the talk has been all about the weather when it comes to the playoffs. No, not this weather. Whether you qualify in that top 4 or not. At Grace Hayden, she has the details. There is one area or one department that you feel needs a quick fix in these next 3 games. What is possible?
I think in situations like this, you can't look too deep. I think if I'm one of the leaders in this Mumbai team, I'm asking more of my players individually. So I'm asking each individual just to stay focused on your job. And at the end of the game, we're going to assess your job. Because if you do your job individually, this team is too good not to have success. I think at the moment they've probably left, the individual players left it to somebody else to do it. Somebody else to perform, somebody else to take wickets, somebody else to make runs. So if I'm coach or captain, I'm probably going to every single one of the players, from Indian captain Rohit Sharma to the best T20 bowler in the world, Bumrah, to the youngsters, and saying, just do your job tonight. That's all I need from you, because that will be enough.
Speaking of big players, Varun, I mean, Hardik Pandya came into this franchise because they said we are missing that all-rounder. Okay, but in his capacity as all-rounder, so let's not talk about him as a leader. He's averaging 18 with the bat this season, doesn't necessarily know where to bat himself, doesn't necessarily know where to bowl himself. maybe not getting all those 4 overs. So for him, the player, the Indian all-rounder heading into World Cup, how does he help himself in this situation?
Look, he's just got to believe in himself, because he's one of the best all-rounders in the world. And on his day, he can flip the match on its head, whether it comes to his batting or bowling. So he just has to like sit down, just chill out, and actually remind himself that how he played for the Gujarat Titans in the last 2 years. I think he started off on a wrong note by playing in the wrong batting order, because 4 was really working for him for the last 2 years. He should have just gone with that. He started opening the bowling when Bumrah should have been opening the bowling. He was always really good in the middle phases with a really hard back of length ball, really good bouncer. He could have used that. So he's come into a new team trying to play a different role, which hasn't really worked for him and the Mumbai Indians. So I think he has to go back to the basics, and he will find form for sure before the World Cup.
But Hardik Pandya has been that gun for India in high-class, high-pressure situations, and when he's off the field, he's an absolute rock star. Well, this week he gave a surprise to one fan who did not see it coming. In fact, if you hear knock knock on your door, it might just be Star Sports with your band of heroes.
You know, 2 very talented players, one the Indian captain. Individually, they're both brilliant players. They've shown that, but they just haven't performed as well as they both would have liked. And Mumbai needs them at their best. They set the tone. Every batsman wants to open the batting in T20 cricket. It's the best time to bat. Yes, you got to take risk, but only 2 fielders out, so you got to maximise that first 6 overs as well. Losing wickets really hurts you, and unfortunately for Mumbai, these 2 haven't been as consistent as they need them to be. Mumbai needs these 2 firing.
The hitman started this season in that liberated form, didn't he? He was striking at 180 in the power play. Last 5 matches, he's got a top score of 36. He has 3 single-digit scores and left-arm pace. There are 3 options that Sunrisers Hyderabad have. Left-arm pacers, 4 dismissals in the last 5 matches to them.
Left-arm pace and spin. Even spin, Rohit's been averaging just 20 and striking at 138, which is really, really low for by Rohit's standards. And left-arm pace has been a problem. In the last 5 innings, he's got out 4 times left-arm pace. And similar fashion, you know, caught out at extra cover, edge to the keeper. Rohit has played left-arm pace pretty decently throughout his career.
Yeah, his strike rate is still close to 200 against left-arm
Yeah,
pace.
so he's just having one of those phases, which I'm sure he would be on top. Today would be the day to come out just like what Virat Kohli did. And I mean, just prove that they have been the best for a very, very long period of time. Obviously, they've done like wonders.
Yeah, he can't be sub. You cannot sub Rohit Sharma. Again, this is the thing about that rule.
I think it was a back.
He had a back
Was
spasm.
it?
Yes, he had a back spasm.
When I saw him on the sub list, I was like, because the other thing about fielding, even if you don't bowl, you get a look at the wicket. You get to see pitch conditions. Rohit's the opening batter. He's the most important batsman in this Mumbai team. You want him to know conditions as well as he possibly can before he faces a ball. So when he was sub last, okay, he had a back injury, understand.
Yeah.
But if he's not injured, he needs to be out on that ground the entire time. And Mumbai need his leadership as well. I know Hardik's captain, but Rohit can still play a part. Talk to bowlers, help set fields. Look at what...
Every single game, bang it the same way every single game. It's humanly impossible. So even the best players are going to go through a small slump here and there. It's all about how they come back and do what they've been doing really well. So even if you see Abhishek Sharma, he's had a few off games. Travis Head is not obviously striking it at 5,000 at the start of the innings. It's not possible because even the other teams are there to play. They come with tactics. They know how to counter them because they've been seeing enough. A lot of teams have been giving them slow wickets, but that wicket today is not slow. So it's going to be a really high-scoring game today.
Yeah, even if you're not striking at 5,000, you're still in them all that time ago with Michael Clark and Varun Aaron here on Amul Cricket Live. It's all about big match players now. When you reach this situation, it's not just about teams, but players wanting to deliver in those sort of situations. So you've got Travis Head, who's been one of the big match players, who's been an absolute...
He's better off batting higher. He's better off putting more pressure on himself, because that's what leadership's about. I know it's hard when you're not performing. It's very hard to change.
To be that he radiates positivity, self-confidence in your face. We've known that about him for years. So what Michael is talking about, does he tap into now and really find himself in the best situation in these next 3 games, not just today?
I think 4 is perfect for him, especially with the way Mumbai have been going in the top 4. They've been losing a lot of wickets up top. If you have somebody like Hardik, he's actually somebody who can back himself to play swing. If there's any movement of the wicket, he can really negotiate it. He's got a really good technique. And what that also does is actually beneficial because it gives him more time in the middle. He has been struggling. And when you play up top, it just gives you that few more extra balls to get used to the conditions. And then he can tee off. But he's been batting low down. This could be because he must be thinking that, you know what, I'm going to be batting for India lower down the order in the World Cup. So I'm just going to start off that way, and I haven't done it for a while. But that hasn't been working. I hope he comes up top. I agree with Pop. That gives him some extra.
Not Pat Cummins, this one.
I didn't say a word.
No, I mean, yeah, the Aussies do have a number on us with the World Cups, but yeah, I think Mumbai Indians have to avenge their own performances at the moment. That's the biggest revenge they have to take because they are way better than this. They've got the team. They might not have the bowling attack to support Bumrah at the moment, but they definitely have the batting attack. If Sky can get going, if Ishan Kishan can get going, if Rohit can. I mean, I don't think there's a better batting lineup than that. And if Hardik can get going up like down the order, they're winning any single game. They can chase anybody down. They can even outmuscle SRH with that batting lineup. So Mumbai Indians' biggest revenge is on their own performances this year. At least they should win the next 3 games for the fans, if not for anybody else.
That's something that Pat Cummins will know because a hitman, he's 18 away from 11,500 T20 runs. If he gets going, it will be a charge battle because the way that Pat Cummins is
On the power play for Australia, I think there's every chance he could even every now and then open the bowling. Hazelwood comes into the Australian team. He's not going to have played much 2020 cricket. Mitchell Stark's getting better, but he's still not at his best. Pat Cummins is at his best at the moment. So, you know, I'd like to see him, if he gets the opportunity, even with the new ball or certainly in the first 6, I think he could bowl a little bit more at the death as well if the team's under pressure.
where my spaces are going.
Well, to me, if I've got Bumrah in my team, I don't care how many runs he's going for. That's a bonus. I want him to take wickets. He's a strike weapon. So I look at Sunrisers. They're batting their top 4's the key. I need 4 of them out. Bumrah, if you have to bowl the first 4 overs, like if he's bowling all 4 in the first 8 overs, if he's taking wickets, I don't care because that can win me the game. And I think Bumrah.
We should bowl Bumrah up front because generally you have some bowlers who you can manage, who you can defend, but Bumrah bowls some absolute beauties which can get any batsman out. That's the whole reason we want Bumrah to bowl up front. But Klaasen, yes, you would want to save him up for Klaasen, but then you can actually play Bumrah out in the middle overs when the ball is old, but you can't play Bumrah out up top.
And that is it. Along with Abhishek Sharma, Henrik Klaasen has scored 59 6. Doubling up with the devastating duties and then daddy duties as well. It's always good when you are able to find that real balance from that perspective, and he will play a huge role today, Henrik Klaasen, whether he's been able to get that hit. But someone who's given them the starts is Travis Head. When he's come up against pace, 88% of those shots are attacking, striking it over 300 when it comes to the full shot. How geared up is he today? It's a fearlessness, the calculated risk that he spoke about in that power play. I don't think he stopped scoring runs in India since November 19th, actually, the way that he started. But he's the one who started that trend.
I think he makes a good point. The batsmen in his squad allow them up front to take those risks. But it is calculated risks. I think, you know, the one thing about Travis Head, in any format, he's more aggressive now than he was 4 or 5 years ago. Test cricket's no different. His shot selection is what's been very good over the past 12 months. So if you give him width, he's very good. If you drop short, he's very good. If you overpitch, he can drive along the ground or in the air. So he's got the game that gives him that freedom. If the bowling's not right, if you don't execute with that new ball, as I've said, it's the best time to bat. Only 2 fielders out. Normally that ball kisses off the surface. And these grounds here, you're lightning fast outfield. So I know it looks like he's taking a lot of risk. I don't think he is. I think he's
actually extract his wicket.
Look, like I've been saying, Jasprit Bumrah is key, not because of the bowler he is, but the way he actually bowls with the new ball, moving the ball away. Jasprit Bumrah.
the very
Down here on Amul Cricket Live with Michael Clark and Varun Aaron, and we spoke about it at the start that Sunrisers Hyderabad, hey, they like batting first. They're used to this. But Mumbai came with a good game plan today to extract those wickets.
17 brilliant overs from the Mumbai Indians. I think the last 3 overs they probably let the Sunrisers off a little bit, but I think they're exceptional. I think with the new ball they bowled the right areas. First probably 10 overs
We spoke about Jasprit Bumrah just using him. He got that little breaker. He got the start actually. But Hardik Pandya himself as the bowler today would take tremendous confidence from what he's extracted, the way he.
Not a new ball bowler. He's a first change bowler, and that's where he's always bowled, and that's where he should continue doing. And he bowled in the correct place today, and he got the rewards with some really good bowling. He was bowling fast as well.
The body language, the energy from Mumbai Indians, they just look switched on. But that little flourish towards the end from Pat Cummins, 174 is still,
Field, like I said, I think Tim Dave, that ball that went for 6. A little bit of luck as well, one between Paddy's legs, it goes for 4. But again, take nothing away. The striking was clean. He did what the team needed. So, yeah, Paddy started well. Now, does that go into his bowling as well? Because as we've seen with Hardy, I think the other thing he did very well, he got rid of all the pace variations. He just kept it simple. He said, I'm going to run in, hit the wicket hard, and his speeds were consistently high 130. So I think the Sunrisers will look at that and think, okay, that's exactly how we need to bowl. Hit the wicket hard, use our speed, don't forget the bouncer, and try and take wickets.
That's actually what we heard from PC as well, saying that the fast bowlers are going to get something out of this. You can get something out of this as well. Our glance.com quiz question for you to its full potential, because they've gone off the boil a little bit. Now's the time. Now they're switched.
If he's through that, then we're going to see Rohit Sharma at his best.
And that's where Pat Cummins is a plethora of left-arm pace to choose from, even if he strikes well against.
The ball's kissing off nicely. You've got a lightning fast outfield. The key is just to play normal cricket shots and use the pace. Both these batters know they're going to have good quicks they're facing. The ball's going to come on, so use the speed of the ball rather than trying to go against it.
Where Sunrisers have improved is with Bhuvaneshwar almost speaking to his best. Natrajan, where would you, and Pat Cummins himself, can they defend this 170 with the dew?
Marco Jansen as well. I mean, he's going to be a key matchup to Rohit, and the dew's on. The dew's
of Mumbai Indians, what it's done for the confidence of Surya Kumar Yadav, who now goes into a T20 World Cup, is what we can discuss here on Amul Cricket Live with Michael Clark and Varun Aaron. And overall, they have played like what we have wanted to see from Mumbai Indians for the last 8 or 9 games or so.
Yeah, they certainly did. I thought they bowled really to get their team home. I think those
half volleys to Surya with that kind of wicket. If you see, he's gone at almost 15 and over, where your entire team is fighting to keep the match in balance, bowling under 10s. And also, the biggest glaring mistake with the Sunrisers selection has been not including Mayank Markande. He's the only spinner who's been getting you wickets. He's got 8 wickets out of the 12 wicket spinners have got, and he's not playing. So you need a spinner in the mix. Put the brakes on and get you wickets in the middle.
A few concerns, obviously, because he is coming back from a surgery. It looked like he was uncomfortable at the stage where you're wondering if he could run. But if you've got shots like that, you don't really need to be running in that partnership. I don't think Tilak Verma was on crease for a very, very long time.
I don't think anybody wants him injured, that's for sure. Any Indian cricket fan, because they're going to need him at the World Cup as well. But yeah, look, I think if he finds the boundary so easily. I think that's the other thing as well. I know this ground's quite small, certainly on one side, but the way he times the ball, they're going for 4s and 6s on any ground in the world. So, yeah, we got another good look at his class tonight. That's an innings that I'm sure he'll remember for a long time. But I don't think it should be underestimated. The team's under enormous pressure. The senior players are under enormous pressure. He grabbed that today and stood up. That's leadership.
And that's spoken about under kind of pressure that this team has been under, the glare of the spotlight. Some of the big Indian players as well heading into that World Cup. Let's hear from them now at the presentation.
He put in a couple of stops in extra cover, which were almost like he's back to full fitness. And scoring 100 in this heat after fielding with that intensity is never easy after a surgery. It takes some time to get back. I'm sure he's feeling a little stiffness, but it can't be anything serious, because if it was, he's smart enough to pull out and not take the risk.
He kept it simple. He hit the wicket hard. He was bowling 135 to 140 k, so his pace was up. He used his bouncer, which I love seeing because it is a weapon of his. He did the basics really well. And again, from an Indian perspective, as much as Mumbai, it's what we need. And that will transfer into his batting.
Significantly, you're getting 4 overs out of him. Have a look at the points table.
Doing really well, but now they've played with a lot of aggression that can sometimes be a double-edged sword. And especially when you start doubting yourself when you're playing such an aggressive game, that's when a lot of things start setting in. But they have to figure out their spinner game, because they cannot qualify, or even if they might qualify, they cannot go on to win finals if you don't have a quality spinner playing.
Well, it's what we talk. When you're winning, everything gets swept under the carpet. Nobody looks close. The media doesn't look close. We don't sit here and talk as closely about the opposition or about play. When you start losing, now you're asking questions. Why? Why did we lose that game? How did we not make enough runs? What's going on with our batting? You know, and that's part of sport at the highest level. People will now be asking questions and looking at the Sunrisers team. Okay, spin, is that a weakness? Can we attack that as an opposition team? Are we better off putting them into bat? Are they better when they bowl? Like all these things, you've got so much information now on opposition teams. You do not miss a beat. So, you know, they'll feel the pressure. They'll look on that ladder board and think, we're okay, we're comfortable, we're still okay, we're in the top 4, but it's really tight, so you can't afford to, you've got to be on every game.
But Pop, there was always a question on their bowling, even when they were scoring really high. Their bowling was almost letting the other team reach close, even to such high scores. So there were always certain questions about their bowling. Now when their scoring has come down, their bowling is not able to do what their batting was doing, which was hiding their mistakes. So
all those world record innings,
Absolutely.
IPL innings, it was, you know, they almost, Mumbai got pretty close, RCB got pretty close. Asian Paints super saves, Michael Clark spoke about it sometime.
Captain, playing for Mumbai Indians, you're not getting a break. So he's going to have to find form. I saw him the other day before the last game batting in the nets when his back was a little bit stiff. He was in a great mood. So I think he's happy, which is a really good sign. Again, he doesn't look like he's hitting the ball bad. He's just getting out. So for me, someone like Rohit, it's a matter of time. I think with him, hopefully he stresses less and just goes about his work because he's too good a player to continue to miss out. Again, I think he's at his best when he's timing the ball as well, not looking to overhit it. But he's a great player. He'll come good. I've got no doubt about it. Hopefully not at the World Cup against Australia.
No. You said it, he'll come good. We'll take it. We will take that. The intent has not changed for Rohit Sharma.
He'll get 200 against Australia in the final.
You got your prediction right there. That's your prediction. Save that. Take your screenshot, save this video, make this video viral. That's the one we want viral as well. On that note, we'll take a breather. Who plays tomorrow? What will be the repercussions for the top 4? We'll talk about that when we come back. Have a little bit of fun. Look, from that perspective, what are you most looking forward to this encounter? It's not like Rajasthan are traditionally under pressure, but they would like to be back on top.
100%. They wouldn't want to take their foot off the pedal at all. It's important going into the playoffs. Momentum is really important. You can't let that slip because they've almost gotten there, but they would win from the Delhi camp. That's Tristan Stubbs and Fraser McGurk. If Fraser McGurk can get going up top, Tristan Stubbs at the bottom, that gives Delhi a better chance. But it's going to be a really good competition because Rajasthan won't want to put their foot off the pedal and Delhi have to win tomorrow's game.
Well, Rishabh Pant as well. I mean, he will be somewhere in the middle because he's had a pretty decent season to remember. He just want to keep it continuing because, like Varun said, I mean, it's out of your hands, but what is in your hands is you can win.
He's been brilliant, Rishabh Pant, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, I think Delhi have to come out and take it to Rajasthan, but I think Rajasthan will be no different. So I think you'll see Rajasthan come out committed, switched on and playing their best cricket.
I think there will be RCB and Mumbai and LSG. They will all be wearing Delhi Capitals jerseys tomorrow, maybe even Sunrisers as well. And that's just the way things are turning out so far. And Revenge Week, we will join you from 6 p.m. onwards tomorrow. And thanks so much for your company. We will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.